Hi folks, I'm Terry Tripler and this is My View. Today is Friday, May 22nd. Hope you're all getting ready for Memorial Day weekend and that you all have a great time. You know, this week the anti-airline people held a press conference in Washington with what I consider an even more radical group, and that's the anti-airline people from Canada. Canada has a bill moving through the House of Commons that is very, very tough, and there would be no reason to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Canadians if you didn't eventually want a bill equally as tough. You know, on the surface, the Canadian bill looks, not bad. It says that you delay over 2 hours, you got to give people a food voucher. If they're delayed overnight, you got to put them up in a hotel. And then it says that after 1 hour on the tarmac, you have to offer people the option of getting off the plane. But then when you really dig into the bill, it's extremely punitive. It punishes the airline for less than perfect operations. An example, let's talk about the hotel. I disagree a lot about putting people up in a hotel, if the flight's been canceled or misconnect or whatever. But this bill requires that it even happen at the point of origin. So it's a Canadian bill. Let's use Canadian examples. Suppose you were leaving from Winnipeg and you lived in Winnipeg and you went out to the airport and your flight was canceled and you weren't able to get on a flight until the next day. They would have to put you up in a hotel in Winnipeg at the point of departure. That doesn't make sense. That's just there to punish the airlines. And then the tarmac situation. If they do not allow, if the airlines do not allow passengers off the plane after 1 hour tarmac delay, the airline is fined, well, not fined, but the airline must pay the passenger, each passenger on that plane, $500 for each hour. So if you're on a plane for like 9 hours, you're going to be paid by the airline $4,000. You know, the anti-airline people in this country and the radical people on whatever issue it is in this country are constantly telling us to look to Canada and go to Canada. If Canada has it, why can't we have it? Well, if you look at a little bit of geography, you may come up with some of the ideas. Canada has a little over 33 million people. We have a little over 303 million people. Canada's largest city is Toronto, and in the month of March, Toronto had 2.6 million passengers travel through their airport, 35,000 flights. The U.S. largest city is New York, and the three major airports that serve New York, JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark, had 8.1 million passengers and 101,000 flights. So our largest city had 8.1 million, theirs had 2.6. Our largest city had 101,000 flights, theirs had 35,000. Canada has one West Coast gateway, Vancouver, and that city in month of March had 1.3 million passengers and 21,000 flights. The United States has 5 gateways, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. And if we just look at San Francisco alone, it easily tops Vancouver with 2.9 million passengers instead of Vancouver's 1.3 million and 31,000 flights instead of Vancouver's 21,000 flights. So there just may be a reason why we have more delays than Canada. And there just may be a reason why Canada's legislation won't work in the U.S. Think about it. I'm Terry Tripler, and that's my view.